So I love how. I was about to say there's some ribbing on Perth right now, which is where Sando is from. It's great.
Is he really?
Yeah. Or as Yaku would say, you know, he's from the north.
Yeah, somewhere around that area. Probably from like New Zealandish. That place in the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000's atmosphere, LE. He is strolling through the map pool like his name is Joey, while he's hanging out, drinking in the back of the spawning pool? I didn't really have a rhyme. He is the Red Zerg player coming out from South Korea, representing Team NV. He is DongRaeGu.
And spawning in at the top right-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Lithuanian Protoss player. He is blue, representing himself. It is Bush.
I was actually super curious, so I opened up maps again.
Yeah? Are you more or less confused? Are you...
So Victoria is to the south of South Australia.
Uh-huh. What?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right, so we are getting into this series again. Bush did really well taking down Rise. Honestly, like that was very impressive. Obviously, Rise went for two different kinds of proxies early on, but you know, Bush was able to show how good defensively he was.
Exactly, I think it just goes to show how well he can react to his opponents, how well he can just be so solid in the early game defense. Again, didn't really do anything too flashy, just did what you need to do as a Protoss player. You know, make sure you have your shield batteries in position, make sure you have your force fields and whatnot, and then just carry on from there. We'll see how that changes against DongRaeGu, though. Not only a very different player, also a very different race. I feel like Zerg has different options when it comes to attacking. Whether it's, you know, mutas or roaches or what have you.
Yeah, I'm really curious what DongRaeGu has to offer here, and you know, he's going to be able to take this opportunity to warm up, right? Because potentially, you know, if he does make a deep run today, he will have to go up against a Protoss player. He will have to go up against the scariest Protoss player in the bracket, that being Parting.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Meanwhile, right now it's on Bush to prove himself. It's one of those things like, I mean, we can both kind of reminisce a little bit back in the Olimo League days, right? Where we would compete and we would just play just so we can go up against some of our favorite Korean players, you know? And it's always, yeah.
Number one on my bucket list was get beat by innovation. And Olimo League let me achieve that. It was my wish.
Yeah, now you can die happy.
that I can.
But yeah, like again, Bush, it's his first time playing against DongRaeGu, a literal living legend, the one true Dong himself. Mate, would you not want to go up against the Dong?
Which Dong? The one true Dong or the J Dong Oz?
The J Dong Oz. Did he check in?
I don't think he did, which I think saves a lot of people some confusion.
Yeah.
Of course, we're referring to the Chinese Protoss player, not the Korean Zerg player.
Fair. Oh god. As Bush, he did open up with his Stargate. He's going across the map with his Void Ray. So following up with an Oracle.
Okay, so again, some pretty standard Protoss coming out from Bush. I honestly don't expect him to do anything too out of meta here. I mean, I think he knows who he's up against right now, and might not be feeling too confident in, you know, switching things up too much. Just wants to play out what he's confident in.
Definitely. He's honestly been playing this out pretty defensively. As we've seen, the Void Ray didn't even go across the map. He didn't even go for a second or a third Void Ray after this, just relying on his Oracle to really get some scouting information. And even then, he's, again, being a little bit tentative with it.
Yeah, not going directly to... Oh, he does go directly to Queen Snow! Gets the Revelation off right in the end and will save the Oracle. But as he was saying, Bush is not going for any big drone damage here. He's not going for Stasis Wards or what have you. He's just yeah, just use it to be active on the map, which is something you can do as a Protoss player, but I feel like the Void Ray is what usually does that anyway.
Yeah, exactly. And the problem is this Oracle, all it did was tag the third. He didn't even get into the main base. He doesn't have an idea on the timing of the lair or what kind of tech his opponent is going for, because DongRaeGu, we see he is going for roaches. Not just that, also getting +1 range. So if he wanted to, he could, work on that queen production and just go for a bit of a waddle across the map.
I'm looking at the production tab light. I am waiting for 3 queens to be made at a time. But it ain't happening just yet. DRG definitely wants to hit a timing here. How dedicated he's going to be with it, though, it's going to be the other question. Does he just, I don't know, maybe want to take out the third base and then call it a day, macro up behind that, or does he want to end the game early? I think we've seen a lot of DongRaeGu's ZvT in the past couple of weeks when it comes to ESL Asias and what have you. I can't say I remember his ZvP.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much of it, or at least we haven't been able to cast too much of it, so we'll see what he decides to go for. At the moment, he is just trending up. He's working on a Baneling nest as well, so he isn't looking to hit it, or at least at the moment, doesn't look like he wants to hit the kind of timing. Going for a Ling Bane Roach Ravager composition does make a lot of sense, especially because his opponent is not dedicated to any kind of air.
Yeah, the good old switcheroo here. Bush only going for the Void Ray for the map control, the Oracle for the scout. Switches immediately into Gateway Army. And actually prioritizing the Twilight Council instead of the Robo base, so yeah, Bush definitely wants to go into Archons instead of Disruptors here.
Yeah, I mean, charge is done, so, charge the Archon, we've been talking about it. Bush, it seems like this is what he wants to go for, throwing down additional gateways. Ooh, at the same time, Lings do make it across the map. They aren't able to deny the fourth base, but they do get eyes on it. And charge the Archon, I feel like, can do pretty well against what DRG has. DRG, he's going to need to eventually work on those lurkers.
He really does. I feel like Charge the Archon is an answer to roaches, right? But it's not the best answer. That said, you're anticipating your Zerg put a transition out of it, and that is why Charge the Archon isn't necessarily the best answer to roaches.
Well, I mean, that's not what this is. there was no Zealots, there were no Chargeless.
There were no Zealots, it was just Archons.
It was just Archons. Ooh, that's a kill. Not a cancel. Aye. Bush, he was kind of caught with his pants down, He was not ready for an attack. He was slowly taking up, investing a lot in his production. He was not ready for a fight there. And I was mentioning it earlier, DongRaeGu, he's not skipping a beat. He is throwing down that lurker den.
Yeah, you always gotta anticipate your opponent to be transitioning out of here. I guess that's why, one of the reasons why Bush decided to just go straight for a Charged Archon instead. Then again, lurkers kind of counter the charges, don't they?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, DRG, he knows what his opponent's going for, so he's getting ready for it. He's going for those lurkers, which is ideal against what Bush hasn't even gotten to yet. Again, like, where are the Zealots?
They're being warped in right now, but DongRaeGu is on literally twice the army supply. He can take out this fourth base, rotate around, try to get the third base if so wishes. If he doesn't want to, he can fight right over here. Yeah. The world is his oyster, and he is chasing down every single one of the units with his Lings.
Exactly. DongRaeGu, mate, he doesn't even need those Hydras or those Lurkers or that Hive Tech. He just needs nothing but Roach Ravager. And honestly, that's what DRG is comfortable with, That's what he went for back in the day. Just roaches.
Yeah, one of the original Roach boys here. Queens are so far behind, like, unable to really threaten that Warpism right now, but it doesn't really matter. In the end, these Immortals, as they're being juggled, they cannot fire. And a whole lot of infrastructure goes down.
Exactly, there's only 2 Immortals left. They are being microed well by that Warpism. Ooh, I say that, but oh god, one of the Immortals do fall. And now DRG, he slips into the natural base. The wall is not a wall. Chargers do find a nice choke point, but oh my god, the creep is here, the queens are here.
Notice that this creep isn't connected to main creep light. He dropped creep from an Overlord and then threw down some tumors. Takes out the Cybercore. It is only going to be charges being made right now. Charges and maybe High Templar.
Yeah, exactly. And there is still just no response to these lurkers or to anything that DRG has. Bush pushed all the way back into his main base. And DongRaeGu, this was a nice warm-up.
Yeah, again, nothing too flashy coming up from both of our players here. DongRaeGu just focusing everything he's got on macroing up, on making sure he had a massive army to push out, maxing out once again. This is the ideal scenario when you're going for lurkers. Charges going down the ramp like that. GG is called. DongRaeGu takes game number 1.
GG.
GG.
As a reminder, this is a best of 3, so Bush will have another chance to try and whip something out against DongRaeGu, and this is where, okay, you had your more standard macro game against a pro. Now we whip out the G's.
Yeah. Might as well try everything out here while you have the opportunity.
Meanwhile, yo, I gotta call someone out here. I see you in the chat. Touch, mate. Why are you not on the bracket? Look, I'm just saying, I could sit like.
Why have you not touched the bracket?
Yeah, Yoga's here, Soy is here. We could do with some touch. Just saying.
We do need your touch.
Again, ESL Open Cup Asia is open to all regions. It is just on the Asia server and just at a more Asian or Asia-friendly time zone.
Which is why Touch really has no excuse here coming out from Taiwan.
That's what I'm trying to say, all right? That's what I'm saying. Oh, God.
We're getting into game number 2.
We are getting into game number 2. Again, can Bush pull something out here? Or will DongRaeGu just waltz his way on and face his old-time friend and rival, Leenock?
Well, I'll tell you what, Lightshade. It's got a lot of shrubbery.
Uh-huh. Ooh.
It's kind of like a bush.
Yeah?
And the bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way to the bottom right-hand corner of Lightshade LE. We have the red Zerg player coming out from the land of South Korea. He is going to be representing Team NV. The hashtag one true dog himself, he is DongRaeGu.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Lightshade LE, we have the Lithuanian Protoss player. He is blue, representing himself. It is Bush.
And as you were saying, like, I fully expect Bush to try something very, very different here.
I hope so.
Little bit more cheeky. Well, we'll definitely have to see.
Exactly. Oh boy, I mean, he knows he's up against a living legend. Like, when we told him, yo, we're ready to follow you into DongRaeGu, he was like, oh no. He's like, oh no. And it makes sense, right, mate? It's DongRaeGu. You know, he's been around for a very, very long time, ever since Wings of Liberty. He's an OG, mate. Which is why it's great to bask in his presence and cheese him.
That's the greatest sign of respect you can give a pro player, I think.
Exactly. Also,
that's why we do that so often in Only Mo leagues.
Yeah. Fun fact. I know I'm getting to it like a little bit ahead of myself, but I'm getting a little bit giddy. Fun fact. Hazard a guess. The last year that Leenock and DongRaeGu played each other.
I'm gonna say 2013.
What are you on about, mate? They haven't been going that long. 2013 was before you even started watching StarCraft, mate. What are you on about?
2015.
Yeah, you got it. 2015. That was the last time they played. Yeah.
And your DongRaeGu left in what, 2016?
Around
pretty
that.
early into Legacy. Yeah, pretty early into Legacy.
Yeah. Sure.
And then when he came back was, or at least when he broke out, when he came back was when Leenock had already gone to military.
Exactly. I mean, DongRaeGu's been back for a while, right? Like,
yes.
Unfortunately, they have kind of just missed each other.
He's been back for a while, but I feel like only very recently been getting his re-breakthrough, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he
only
came,
now becoming a top tier player once again.
yeah, I mean, it goes to show it takes a while. Like, he came back in 2019, so he's been back for 2 years now. And last year, you know, he was looking like that. That's when he hit the semifinals, right? Like last year, 2020.
Yeah,
and that's where he
definitely.
was looking the most impressive. But again, he's still there grinding just like all the other pro players. And yeah, we'll see how he does this year. Still pretty early, I say, as we're almost halfway through.
We are, of course, still in the summer. Well, look, we're still in the summer, right?
It's winter here,
Like,
mate. It's cold. I'm freezing right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you
Winter's
believe
at the start of the year, isn't it?
Can you believe that it's already almost halfway through the year? Like, we're a couple of weeks off from halfway through 2021.
That means I have to do assignments.
This year has just blown by, man. I think what makes it weird is just that it takes so long for DreamHack Summer to start, you know? Like,
Yeah.
literally 5 months into the year, finally,
Well, they
DreamHack
can't
Summer.
start it in spring. They can't start DreamHack Summer in spring.
Uh-huh. No, it's winter right now, right?
Coming out this time for Bush, and he is being a lot more aggressive this time. None of this active on the map stuff, but unfortunately not getting much of any drones. I believe only one going down.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, the Lings do hit this Adept, and the Adept will go down. Ooh, the Pylon is even under threat. This Oracle has a long ways to go to come and defend. Uh-oh.
I'm not convinced this is going to have enough energy at the end of the day either.
Things are not looking good here. The Oracle is coming back. Can he hold on to his third base?
He's trying to.
Yeah, he could totally fix it down, by the way.
He could, but he spooked. He could, but he spooked like Bush coming in with the Adepts.
Huh?
He was actually just waiting for it to be
He
finished
was,
so he can't get to it.
Aye. Already so much damage being done to this Nexus. At any moment he could return. Oh boy, but at least Bush does hold on to it.
Just needs to sneeze on it. DongRaeGu does to take it out. Or he can catch some of these transferring workers as they move out. But again, DongRaeGu not overcommitting to anything here. Doesn't want to lose his overly presence on the map right now.
Yeah, exactly. He has to be careful here. I'll be surprised if he does commit to the shade. Thankfully, he doesn't get surrounded by those Lings. Bush moving out with 4 of his Adepts, looking to try and do something across the map. But mate, there are plenty of Lings, Queens, and Roaches are about to pop.
And I'm getting massive deja vu vibes here, Light. If you remember exactly what DongRaeGu did game number 1, max out on Roach Ravager, move across the map, kill every base. Eventually get lurkers, but by the time the lurkers come out, it's kind of...
Well, I mean...
the game's already kind of in your hands.
Yeah, I was about to say that the lurkers had no impact on the end of that game. It was he had already won by that point.
It helped a little bit. It was
Did it?
like, you know... I mean...
Did it help? I think it
didn't change the outcome of the game.
I'm pretty sure it just like chipped away at like some gateways.
It killed a couple of chargelets.
Did it?
Those lurkers.
I think it killed the Pylon.
2 or 3. It killed like 2 or 3 chargelets.
No, what? You're not wrong. But here we go. The Queen Roach Ravager push is coming across the map here for DRG. There are 3 shield batteries. Overcharge is available, but oh my god, the Bile's already focusing on one of them.
Yeah, funnily enough, you can't overcharge a dead battery. And that's exactly what DongRaeGu is doing right now. Even more Biles landing, and there are no shield batteries to speak of here by this base. DongRaeGu coming in with everything he's got right now. Even surrounding, not quite surrounding, but trying to flank the rest of the army as it retreats.
God, exactly, and the third base does go down. Of course, it was weakened from earlier. Bush, he doesn't overcommit. He does back off. He does give it up. But now he has to make his stand.
He really does, but I don't think he's going to stand for much longer. DongRaeGu really knocking him down a peg.
Oh god, exactly. The Immortals, they fall. Everything else falls. GG gets called, and DongRaeGu takes the series 2-0.
Well played coming out here from DongRaeGu again. This is kind of what we expected, right? Bush, he's definitely a lot more of a amateur player coming out. A regular in Masters 1 Open and stuff like that, but regardless, I think it was I think he might have found a lot of value in starting up today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
being able to practice his macro against DongRaeGu.
Yeah. I mean, he took down Rise, honestly, and that's pretty impressive. And he's able to experience what someone of the caliber of DongRaeGu has to offer. And that can be a little fun.
It really can.